Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at two Optimus Primal figures from Transformers Rise of the Beasts toy line. The first of which is a Slammer figure, and the second of which is the second mask in the toy line. The first mask being Bumblebee, which I have already reviewed. Now for those wondering scale-wise how these things measure up, in this form there is Soundwave, specifically the Walmart exclusive Soundwave. It's the same size as the Siege Soundwave. And also, I have the Fallen back behind the mask, holding the mask up. That's the only way I was able to get the mask to stand up on its own. Now, taking a look at big ol' Monkey Prime here, you could see that it is definitely a gorilla, and there are robot bits hanging off the top. But look at the arms. They have this wonderful feathered texture like fur, and you've got a big old maximal symbol right here on the left arm. The left arm, yes. My left, it's right. The face sculpt itself is definitely gorilla-esque, and actually I think it's a better molded gorilla than the mask. Green eyes work well, and overall it's just a really fancy little robot. It's got a little bit of movement in the arms side to side, or like that, but it can't stand up and pose or do anything like that. For that, we need the smashing gimmick. For the smashing gimmick, all you're going to do is pick up the figure and point it away from you and smash it down on the ground. Not that hard, it doesn't really require that much force, and the feet are going to take the brunt of it. So, 1, 2, 3. The smashing robot mode we end up with has the same coloring but adds a whole bunch of blue to the chest. I mean, the legs are turned around a little bit, and the overall aesthetic of the figure is really nice. Unfortunately, the movie Primal does not have this much color. It's all gray all the way down. Head sculpt is kind of a treat. It seems to be like an evolution of the Optimus Prime combined with Optimus Primal mask or face. It works so much better here, and just, man, it looks good here. It looks so much better than the Voyager class figure. Speaking of head sculpts, putting these two heads up next to each other, I get the sneaky suspicion that there were some redesigns. I have a feeling that this was the original design for the Voyager class or Leader class Primal, and then they went with whatever this is supposed to be. I like this one better. In terms of height, this thing's pretty darn big. It's the same scale as Leader class Scourge, and it's a little bit smaller than Leader class The Fallen, who is just a big boy on his own. And then, of course, it towers over the current Voyager class figures. Now, for a quick comparison between the two masks, they are vastly different. The basic shape is the same, but they transform completely differently. And, on the Bumblebee one, it does do kind of an upside-down poof because the head is right there. The Primal one, the head is behind the maximal symbol, and it can't really do the poof thing. Sorry, toy guy. Yeah, overall, they're basically the same size. The Primal one is a little bit bigger, and it has an open mouth, they both have the same straps, just different color. The straps are exactly the same size. And like Bumblebee before it, the mask doesn't quite fit my fat head or face, though it does fit my son, and my son really doesn't like it. One thing that is really uncomfortable, though, is down here. Primal's feet are folded up into the mask, and my face keeps hitting them. And yeah, it scratches on my beard. It doesn't feel good. Transformation for the Primal mask is pretty easy, but it's definitely different than Bumblebee. You are still, obviously, transforming a mask here. So, to start off with, come onto the underside and push out the, face of Primal. Then come to the sides of the eye sockets and unpeg those sections, like that. And then come to the top sections where the little brown bits are and unpeg them from the top of the mask. Then come to the bottom areas by the cheeks and unpeg the cheeks. Now then, the lower mouth and chin will actually fold, oh, that sounds bad, all the way down. And then take the feet and fold the feet down until they snap into place. And then fold that entire side in. And then turn the foot, pop the ball joint off, and turn the foot so that it is pointing in the right direction. So the same thing on the other side. And turn that and then straighten out the legs like so, and turn it around and stand it up. Now this whole top part is going to collapse down like that, and it will peg into place. But you notice all the cabling we got going on here. So first, fold the cheeks all the way back to give him wings, open it up, and then I like to just take the entire section and tuck it up under the head, fold it down, and then there are 2 peg holes or screw holes there in the belly, and those will peg into the mask. And there, that completely limits the cabling getting in the way. Oh, and yeah, those are ratcheted. And there we go. We are done. I really like the Primal figure we've ended up with here. I think it looks incredibly good and is more akin to his original Beast Wars look than the movie look. Yeah, this works for me. It really does. It looks pretty darn good in robot mode and is colored much better than Bumblebee was. The posability for this guy is the same. Head does not move. Ratchets in the shoulders, hinges in the elbows, and then a ball joint underneath that. Fists do not articulate, that's fine. Torso, ratchets, but big ball joint in the hips, and then ratcheting in the legs, and then ball joint in the feet. So yeah, poses can happen with this figure. Though do be careful, very top heavy. And here we have the 2 masks next to each other, all transformed up into their robot modes. Somebody did ask me, I can't remember if it was on my previous Bumblebee review, or if it was on Twitter or Mastodon, can the figures hold weapons? Yes, they can. They are compatible with the current weapons that are all over the place with the Transformers, though they look absolutely ridiculous because the figures are so big and the weapons are so tiny. But yeah, they could totally hold them as long as you could get them in their grubby little hands. Overall, both of these 2 are very cool. I love the Primal mask, though. I think it is a step above Bumblebee, and I mean a very tall step above Bumblebee. Bumblebee's isn't bad. It's just got some severe paint matching problems, but otherwise it's fine. Primal, on the other hand, definitely the preferred one. Exactly the Beast Wars color scheme. It's actually close enough and works pretty darn well. Even the face sculpt works. I mean, the face sculpt isn't perfect, but it does work, and it's obviously Optimus Primal, not Optimus Prime, though the resemblance is uncanny. I mean, let's be honest, the resemblance has always been uncanny. In terms of size, Leader Class Scourge, Leader Class The Fallen, Voyager Rise of the Beasts Primal, and Siege Jetfire. Jetfire? Why did I say it like that? Jetfire! As you could see, it is, or they are, just about the same size as Jetfire. Definitely bigger than Leader Class. Almost the same size as Jetfire. I mean, these aren't small. They're too small for my face, but they're for kids anyway. Overall, I think the Optimus Primal mask is totally worth picking up. It is a ton of fun, and definitely my preferred of the 2. Now, if you love your Bumblebee, that's fine. Go ahead and pick up the Bumblebee. But I'm really happy I picked up the Primal mask. The only negative that I have with it is I have not figured out how to get his arms to actually rotate higher than this, which is a shame. That's my one negative against the figure, is that his arms don't rotate high enough. That could be just an error with me and not transforming it correctly, but I think I do have it transformed right. I just can't seem to get the arm to do what I want it to. Yep, it stops right there, and it stops right there. Darn it! Oh well. Anyway, the figure's pretty great. Definitely worth the money. Transforming Big Bot back into mask mode is pretty simple. It's quite literally just reversing what we already did. Combine the legs together, fold the feet down, flip these panels out, and just kind of leave it like that for right now. Come to the arms and make sure the shoulders are lined up, and then turn the fists in to the side. Come to the belly, unpeg the belly, and lift the entire front of the figure up. Pull out the ribbon, not the ribbon, the face mask holder. Flip the robot head into place. Come to the fists and reattach them to what was the belly of the beast into the top of the mask head. take the eye sections, fold them down, and those will get pegged back into place. Like so. And so... Oh, that looks so silly. All right, now that we've got the legs, just fold them up. And now this is where we will want to rotate the feet back down and fold up the toes. Close the mouth. Bring the hips into place. And then flip the tops closed. Like that. And snap them into place. And we are done. Now I realize I did not transform this guy back. To do that, take the head and fold that into the tummy. Take the arms, fold them back. Take the entire upper torso and rotate it around. It doesn't rotate to the figure's left. You have to do it to the right. And there we go. Overall, I like both of these a lot. I like them way more than I think I should. The Smash Change Primal is far and away my favorite figure of Rise of the Beasts that I've reviewed so far. It's so much fun, and it's just, yes, it is ridiculously simple, but there's just something to be said for a toy that could do that with the press down. Maybe it's my ADD or ADHD that's just like, we could just do this for hours. Okay, maybe not hours, but at least minutes of entertainment for me. But it's a ton of fun, it doesn't make a ton of noise, and it's just cool. And the mask itself is also very cool, way better than Bumblebee, in my humble opinion. Alright folks, that has been my video review of Smash Change Optimus Primal and 2-in-1 Conversion Roleplay Mask Optimus Primal. Let me know what you think of these two down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I hope you have a wonderful day.